Yeah, now that we're on the topic about, Black history, us both being Black athletes, facing different things on the field, I don't think I've actually ever asked you, so I guess I'll ask you now on camera. Obviously, a tough situation when we went away and played against Costa Rica and you got that red card and you were sent off, 20 odd minutes or something like that into the game. How was that first and foremost? And then obviously, I know after the game, you were obviously getting comments, DMs, whatever it might be after the game. Like, what was that like moment-wise? Because I feel like we all have different situations where we've received it, but the most recent one I remember is obviously because of that game. Like, what do you remember from that? How did it make you feel?
Well, first, thanks for asking, because it's not like a topic spoken about, normally within locker rooms and sports, really. It's kind of just pushed to the side and the media kind of deals with it. But for me, first and foremost, like the hardest thing was like feeling like I let you guys down. Something like that happens on the field and someone gets a red card, it just makes it much harder to attain your goals collectively as a team, and you guys had to step up and do so much more. So first and foremost, that was the hardest part on the soccer aspect of it. I didn't know at the time that, the social media abuse was gonna come as hard as it did. I wasn't surprised it happened, so a part of me was like starting to prepare myself to like set up like only people who I follow can comment on my posts and just not going on my phone. But it's like social media is so powerful and the reach is so huge that I wasn't able to shield myself fully from it, and it was tough, man. It was definitely a low point in my career, just because of, again, like there's the situation, how much it mattered to us, like getting into the World Cup. We could have qualified in that game, and fans and supporters, they're so passionate, and I just think sometimes they can overdo it and they forget to remember to humanize us and realize that people make mistakes and no one would want to feel that way. So why are you going to make someone else feel that way? The biggest thing for me was like how quickly it went to race, say something about bad decision. I got to be mentally stronger. I got to be smarter on the field. Like those are all things I know and I have to learn. So people telling me that stuff it's okay. Like they see what I see. But when it went to race so quickly, I was just like, damn, like there's a lot of people with anger in the world, and you guys did a good job to support me, and I think that was the biggest part, was feeling supported from the soccer side of it. And then obviously I had my family, my friends, my wife and stuff like that. But it was a low point, I think, not just for me, but for the entire soccer community, even within Canada too. It was just to know that that stuff exists within our culture was eye-opening and alarming. So it was tough, man. Like racial abuse isn't just targeted towards us because we're Black. There's other ethnicities that deal with it too, but it was definitely difficult to know that people just wanted to go there so quickly.
Whatever, we've played well against their team and they don't like it, whatever it may be, but then for it to be, your home country's fans or within reach of your country is the part that hurts. You're playing for them. Because of you, they got to experience a World Cup, but on the back end there, so it's obviously something that needs to be fixed. And I know you do your part, I do my part, and a lot of the guys on the team do as well. But
yeah. So I just think like going forward, like people need to leave like race out of it. Even for me, like when I'm thinking about Black History Month, like I'm kind of almost indifferent sometimes to the idea of having just a month that is supposed to be targeted towards Black excellence. It's like, at what point in our lives is it going to be normal for Black people to be excelling in whatever career they want? I just, to only have a month to highlight, a race, it's like, well, there's 11 other months in the year, you know what I mean? So I think we have to normalize, Black excellence. We have to normalize all type of racial excellence, because then it'll feel more together. And of course, there was a lot of things that happened in our history, our world's history, that directly affected, you know, the Black culture. And I think that, yes, we have to put certain measures into place to fix those things and make those wrongs right. But if we go too far, then it just, again, it's still a version of discrimination in a way. So yeah, it's not easy. We don't have all the answers, but you know, it's important for guys like us who have like a big influence on, you know, communities and stuff, to how we use our voice, and just trying to get people to normalize, again, cultures other than white cultures, like doing well, you know. So it's kind of my idea about it.